Good. Right, I thought today was a really good work day. Really impressed with the mentality, the energy, just overall work that we got in. You thought guys, were a day closer to the last game, and I thought they did a nice job and getting treatment, taking care of their bodies, getting their mindset ready to come out here and put together a really good Tuesday. Obviously some things we'll have to continue to clean up as we're building towards Friday. But I like the way the week has begun. You guys did a good job. I thought the focus was great last night. We had short meetings. But guys understand what's ahead, and for us, it's about going and just continuing to get better, focusing on fundamentals, focusing on details, the discipline that's going to be necessary. You'll hear this week, and I thought they got off to a good start.
The nameless opponent thing this week, and not kind of mention them by name. I know Robert Scott said he hasn't really heard it all year. How long have you been doing that? I guess, does that trace back to it? Is the motivation as simple as?
I don't know. I just don't do it. It's not really the case. Let me think about this. I just don't.
What does stand out about your opponent this week, as far as when you put them on film, what is it that you notice?
You see talent. That's it. This is a talented team. It's you got great size, speed, athleticism. You've seen them play at very high levels. At different state, different spots of the year. It's one that is very capable, and they've played at a high level throughout. And there's just they're in the first year of a new staff, so they're going to some new schemes, different things like that. But it's a talented group they're playing.
When you look at Florida and Billy Napier, what kind of similarity do you see from the coaches coming from a group of five to when you took over Florida State? Do you see any similarities at all?
Coaching is Coach Billy. Actually, he was the office coordinator at Arizona State right after I left. So, he does a good job. And he and I don't know each other really, like that. But a lot of people that have worked with him that know him, and got respect for him as who he is, and you see that he knows what he knows what to do, and offensively, and they do a good job schematically and how they try to attack. Had great success at ULL, his time there. So he worked for the opportunity and earned the opportunity.
So much of what you talked about when you first got here was special teams really defining the program. To see guys like Brendan Gant, Sidney Williams making plays on special teams, but just the energy afterwards, man, how cool is that?
I love it. You see you guys defining roles in special teams. We're not going to play a player on any unit unless we feel like they're going to put us in the best position to be successful. And you talk about those guys, Sidney is really taking a lot of ownership in that. Wyatt Rector is taking a lot of ownership. Brendan Gant, a lot of ownership, and that opens up even more opportunities as their roles are defined, there offensively and defensively. I think those guys are making an incredible impact, and we need that. We challenge our guys. Spend special teams every unit, each play. That is the most important play, and I think our guys have bought into that. But we got a bunch of guys that have really improved themselves through those experiences. Kentron, somebody I think about, Malik, somebody I think about that has played at a high level within those units, and we've got a lot of guys that really take a lot of ownership there.
What does it take to be a good team in those?
It's about growth. It's about growth throughout the season. We have a method of what we do and how we practice and how we continue to build throughout. But it's always focused on the fundamentals, the details, the discipline. It's something we take a lot of pride in, and how we finish, because that's one of those core things to our identity that we want to be remembered by. And like I think I said this the other day. It's so easy to say it at the beginning. Oh, we're going to finish. Well, what are you doing? Are you willing to do things day to day to put yourself in a position to grow consistently throughout the course of the season so that you can? And it's not easy. But it's absolutely something that we want to be, one of the cornerstones of our program is what we do there at the end of the season. It shows the growth and just the belief in who we are and what we're all about.
Comparatively,
I mean, it's, when you're able to play a lot of guys, it definitely helps, and it allows you to play fast. It allows you to even push harder there in practice, and what we've been able to do. And so, I mean, our guys, the way they've taken practice to the field has been really impressive to me. And we need to do that again this week. But when it comes to their conditioning, when it comes to things that they've done, I mean, they're ready to play a complete game, and ultimately it's good that some of the pounding that comes up in the last 4 games that they probably missed out on a little bit. It definitely helps their bodies, and allows them to still play at a very high level.
I haven't seen Julian Armella the last 2 games. What's his status coming into the end of the season?
Julian said he's hit his 4th game, and he's going to he won't play again this season. We've made that decision with him. But other than that,
you coach a lot of football in a lot of different places. What makes this rivalry so unique? Why you seem to jump both feet into this rivalry, both of these rivalries, the in-state rivalries, when you got why?
I mean, it's the passion, the intensity, the pageantry of it. Really, I mean, it's all of it. And I'm a fan of college football, and you can't speak of great rivalries without mentioning this one. Obviously, the game we played earlier this year. I mean, those it's what people remember. I mean, it will always be talked about. Some of the greatest athletes in the country. Some just wonderful the wonderful fan base. The just what it means to both universities. I mean, it is. It's an honor to be able to be a part of it, and I. The reason why I jump into it because I respect it, and I think it's earned the level of respect for all the great players that have been a part of this game. The blood, sweat, the tears that have been invested just to win this one, and that's why I talk about those. I mean, you guys around me enough, I mean, it's about every day. That's what you have to do. But when you get to this one, and this was going to be one that's going to be remembered, and they're going to remember every part of it. And so all the things that you do leading up, it puts you in a position to at least go be your best in the moment. But then you have to go do it. Last year, there was no difference in the emphasis. But we allowed ourselves to get distracted in some moments. We had some tough things that showed up and occurred, but we allowed ourselves to get distracted with all the emotion and all the things that are there. And you got to learn from experience. And I think our guys, they know what it takes. We've got to go do it.
With that in mind, how much did the team learn from last year's experience with Florida, with the emotions kind of being distracting at times, you mentioned?
Well, I mean, I think that every experience that we've had, since I've been here, has been something that we reiterate throughout the journey. And it was something right after the season in the locker room. I didn't get we didn't leave the stadium without having a point of emphasis of some of the things that showed up that cost us. And there are a lot of plays that went through the game a year ago, but it would be a disservice to our team if we didn't address it and focus on that. It was started in January when we got back into off-season training. It's been spring ball, summer workouts, every game that we've had this season. You've got to have those reminders, because you can learn a lesson, but if you don't apply the information that was gained, and you're wasting what it was. And so we try to keep guys constantly growing, but also we keep it as a reminder that look, these are things that have happened to us, and what are we going to do to be different.
You guys have played some good running quarterbacks this year throughout the year. Is Anthony Richardson any different? Like, how do you guys score him?
He's a special athlete. I mean, you see his arm strength, his mobility, just his overall strength. I mean, we played him last year, and we know the challenge that he brings to this game, and he's played really well. A lot of times this year. I mean, throwing the football. You're coming off a game. He threw for 400 something yards last week. I mean, he's a talented quarterback. When he has to use his legs and he does that, I mean, you better come with everything you got, because I mean he's a big tough player. So he's a talented player, and I mean he definitely presents his own unique challenges.
Ball later, defenses injured, worn out.
running the football is always, I mean, it's always a challenge, you know. But when you got guys that, because every defense is, so they come in the season wanting to stop the run, you know, each game. I mean, that's something that you're gonna have to fight for. You're gonna have to you make sure that you do a good job of trying to put together the best concepts, you know, put the guys in the best position, and then, you know, guys going out there and executing at a high level with physicality and determination. And, you know, that we've had that show up over the last, pretty much throughout the season. But I mean, it's going to be another challenge here this week.